Welcome to your readings for March and Pisces season. If you're watching this at another time, that is also okay because these are timeless. The fact that you're connecting with me right now is a pretty good sign that you are meant to be seeing this right now. So follow your intuition to pick the right reading for you today. Let's begin with a meditation to get centered before looking at the cards. So you can close your eyes if you like and just lean back into your seat or bed. Let's take 3 deep clearing breaths. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out of the mouth. Breathe in and out. Let out a sigh. Deep breath in. And out. Creating space between your eyebrows. Relaxing the corners of your nose. Relaxing your jaw. Let down your shoulders. Release your lower back. Relax your glutes and thighs. Just feel your body melting into the support beneath you. Feel the tension in your body melting away as you relax. 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 Now I invite you to set your intentions for today and to gently nudge you in the direction of self-responsibility, self-acceptance, self-agency. Once you've set your intentions, take a deep breath in to let your intentions sink in and breathe out. And so it is. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. For group 1, we have carnelian. For group 2, we have palo Santo. For group 3, we have clear quartz. Now soften your gaze the blurry vision, take in everything you see before you. Notice if any colors or shapes stand out to you. Or perhaps you feel drawn to one of the groups. Where do you feel a pull? Where do you feel a curiosity or aliveness? I'm going to call out the groups again. I just want you to notice which one stands out to you. Group 1, carnelian. Group 2, palo santo. Group 3, clear quartz. You might simply want to go with your first impulse. Sometimes we just know. Once you've chosen your reading, you can go down to the timestamps below and I'll see you over there. And before we get into it, I want to thank Squarespace for supporting this video. If you're applying for jobs or wanting to showcase your creative work, having a polished digital resume or portfolio can really set you apart. And Squarespace has all the tools you need to create a really beautiful one. Their designer templates help to make your site look elevated and professional from day one. They're clean, modern, and structured to really highlight your work. You can use their gallery blogs and project pages to organize your portfolio into clear sections, such as case studies or writing samples or client projects. And with their built-in contact forms, potential employers or clients can easily reach you directly through your site. So if you've been wanting to create a digital resume or portfolio, check out squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to my link, squarespace.com/ADSMR to save 10% off of your first website or domain. Thank you so much, Squarespace, and thank you for being here. Let's get into Group 1's reading. If you chose Group 1, carnelian, then this is your reading. Group 1, welcome to your reading. We are using the Rider-Waite Smith deck as usual. Let's begin with your current energies. What do we need to know about Group 1, carnelian? Group 1, carnelian. We have the Star, 9 of Wands, and 9 of Pentacles. 2 nines. This is really standing out to me. It seems like you're near the end of a cycle and you're in a healing period. I think you're feeling quite alone and weary at this time, or regarding a particular situation in your life. The 9 of Wands is an energy of weariness, exhaustion, feeling burdened, and just kind of tired of it all. The 9 of Pentacles is tending to your own garden, really being in your own energy and feeling content in that. But when it's paired with the 9 of Wands, I don't really get the contentment. I get that you're resourced and you're otherwise pretty good alone, but it does carry a sort of heaviness along with it. I don't know if you're feeling lonely, but I think you are feeling heavy by the fact that you're alone, or that you're having to, like, maybe you're tired of being so hyper independent. Like, you can take care of yourself, but you're tired of having to take care of yourself. Like, you're tired of being so good at being independent. The star being here, it's like you're leaning into more softness with yourself. You're learning to be more gentle and soft with your emotions. You're getting in touch with what's really here, and if there are feelings you've been neglecting, you're really your own energy. Tell us more about the star. Yeah, you're doing shadow work, you're facing a lot of discomfort internally, and you're transmuting that into softness and self-compassion. We have strength and the star. It's like, I really want to emphasize the softness that I'm getting from you. You could be feeling really reclusive at this time. It's like, yeah, I'm getting independence, aloneness, softness, quietness. Just having a lot of space and silence to yourself, and marinating in that. And also noticing the weariness and exhaustion it comes with. Like, maybe you're offloading burdens and stress and overwhelm, and noticing how much you've been carrying alone. Tell us more. And this can be about work for some of you. This can be about self-mastery, like having to constantly do intense shadow work and having to constantly focus on healing your traumas and being with your emotions. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, so the weariness can be about just doing the healing work and kind of thinking to yourself, when is this all going to end? Is this ever going to stop? This can also be about work, like, when am I going to feel a work-life balance? It seems like you are quite resourced, so I think you're doing well when it comes to work and creating financial abundance, material abundance in your life. But it does come with, I think, maybe a intense level of consistency. Like, work requires so much consistency, and for you to be like turned on all the time, that you're exhausted, you're tired. Yeah, so take it how it resonates. This can be about work, it can also be about self-mastery. Yeah, we have the Five of Cups to confirm the exhaustion here. Five of Cups and Nine of Wands. This is like feeling a sense of heaviness. You have your head down, You're wanting something to lean on. And I want to say, maybe this is sounding quite negative, but at the same time, we do have the star here, and we have the 9 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. And strength, it's like you're doing really well. You're resourced. You know how to take care of yourself. You're in touch with yourself and your emotions. You have capacity to handle discomfort. You don't shy away from difficult emotions or situations. You're strong. You're resilient. And you also know how to be soft and gentle and attuned. Yeah, we have the world to confirm. This is really nice. Wow, and the sun. Wow. We also have a reverse 5 of Swords. That's interesting. One way I'm reading this is a period of disconnection is coming to an end with the reverse 5 of Swords and the world. Some sort of disconnection is going to be illuminated with the sun being here as well. So you might be reconnecting with someone or some people in the near future. I'm hearing your questions will be answered. So maybe in regards to disconnection you've had with some people, your questions will be answered. This cycle is coming to an end. You're going to be resolving some sort of disconnection soon. I also really want to read the world and the sun just as confirmation that you're on the right track. You're doing really well. Like this is, the two of these together is powerful. Strength and the star together is powerful as well. You're doing really well. Like if you've been on this journey of self-mastery, I can tell you've been on it for a while, Like there's a sense of integration and wisdom coming from the world. Okay, what else does group 1 need to know? Tell us more about the 5 of Swords. Yeah, so a period of stagnancy is coming to an end, a period of stagnancy marked by disconnection. We have death and the Hanged Man. So it seems like maybe you were in a stalemate with someone or a community or group of people. Maybe you've been feeling quite alone and like you don't really have your people around you. Maybe you've struggled to find your people, your community, or, find friends who really make you feel like you. So that sort of struggle is coming to an end. Loneliness is coming to an end. Feeling alone is coming to an end. Yeah, I'm especially getting like if you've struggled to find your people, if you've been keeping to yourself because it's just too exhausting to be around people when you can't really be yourself, and I think this reading is definitely for you. Yeah, getting someone who, you'd rather be by yourself because it's just exhausting being around people that you can't be authentic with, who can't see you or hear you. You're tired of masking and, like being in connections that are only draining. So that kind of energy is coming to an end. Tell us more. Yeah. Oh. Nine of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. So if you've been wanting to find your people, if you've been wanting to find the one, like if your dating life hasn't really worked out and it's been looking grim, this is reassurance that your wish fulfillment is coming, but it's largely dependent on external factors. And you kind of have to just surrender to divine timing here. There's not much, okay, I'm gonna keep reading. There's not much you can do here besides just kind of, I guess, wait and be patient. You might want to look into your astrology as well and see, get to know upcoming transits and how they affect you. There's a lot here about divine timing and needing to surrender to that. And your wish fulfillment is coming, but it's just going to take some time and you're not in control of this. What is your wish? What are you desiring here? Yeah, I think with the Seven of Wands and Seven of Swords, you're wanting to get past feeling so boundaried all the time, needing to mask or hide things about yourself, or like feeling like you need to defend yourself from others, protect yourself from others. You're tired of that sort of energy where you can't just let down your guard and be yourself. I think you're tired. I think you're tired of having to have your guard up all the time with the Seven of Wands. It's like you're desiring to be in connections and to have friendships and be in a relationship where you can let down your guard and be yourself freely and feel safe being yourself. You're tired of having your guard up all the time. With the Seven of Swords, you're tired of being shallow, of like people not fully seeing you or wanting to get to know you. You're tired of connections that are inauthentic and shallow, that are only just like a means to an end. I think you're desiring depth in connections with friends, with a partner. Yeah, you're desiring a true connection, true friendships, people who really see you. You're wanting mutual recognition here with the Two of Cups. And the Seven of Cups underneath, it's like you don't know where to find these people. Where are they? And why can't they find you? I think you've been asking these questions lately. You're looking for your people. You're looking for the one. You're looking for mutual recognition, true connection. You're looking for safety and connection. I keep hearing, where are they? That's what I'm getting from the Seven of Cups. Where are they? Wow. Yeah, this is like the biggest confirmation. The great gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits. Soul tribe. Wow. Out of all the cards you could have gone from this deck, this is like the biggest confirmation. We also have the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Okay, I'm going to go into the guidebook for the Great Gathering because this is such a beautiful card. And I think you need to hear this. You are being called to let your intuition move you physically. You are connected to a group of souls who are weaving a web around the planet. And as you travel and share your creations, something is rethreaded. This card is an acknowledgement that you are either being called to connect with others who are like you at a soul level, or that you already are. You are being called to gather groups of people, either by leading them or becoming part of a group that can support you in your soul's personal mission. You are part of a group of souls who agreed to be here at this time in history to heal yourself, your ancestral line, and the planet. To raise consciousness so that we can continue to call this magnificent place home for eras to come. One of the many consciously choosing to devote your life to something greater than yourself. It's time to call in your tribe by sharing your soul's voice and letting yourself be seen. When you share what is real and true to you, and you share the medicine that you most need, those who are like you will gather around you. You are your tribe. They are just like you. And just as you are longing and searching for them too, and just as you are longing and searching for them, they are longing and searching for you too. Here's a little activation affirmation. I choose to let myself be seen. I am ready to call in my soul tribe and create a web of light all over the planet. Wow, this is beautiful. Isn't this like the biggest confirmation ever? So I'm getting something else from the sun now, having read this. As much as you are waiting for these people to find you, you need to allow yourself to be seen. The sun is about being seen. This boy is naked in the image, right? He's allowing himself to be illuminated and to be naked in his innocence, in his aliveness. He is completely free in his self-expression because he knows he is supported. And so there's a message here about allowing yourself to be seen. How are they going to find you if you are keeping yourself hidden? It's important that you learn to express yourself authentically and allow yourself to be seen in that. So that might be a process you're in right now. And as you do this, you can trust that those who are just like you are doing the same, and your paths will converge sooner or later. That is the promise of the Wheel of Fortune. You are in a process of co-creation in this, great web. There's something else as well. Let's see. Right. Yeah, so another thing is you are either going to become a part of a group that can support you, and you are going to lead that group. So if there is something you've been wanting to share with the world in which you're going to have to step up and be a leader in something, Spirit's encouraging you to go ahead and do that. Step into your power, share what you know, become a leader, create that group where people who are just like you can gather. Like if you've been called to create like a women's circle or men's circle, go do that. If you've been called to create a course or start a YouTube channel, go do that. Create your community where people just like you can gather. Let them find you. Allow yourself to be seen. Allow yourself to shine. I really get a lot of wisdom from your spread. I can tell you've been you're really resourced internally and I think also externally. You've come really far. And it's time that you share that with the world. Let's get an archetype now. What is an archetype that group 1 can focus on at this time? The vessel. The shaman. Ooh, agape. Oh. Okay, so I'm really getting that you are a vessel, you are a channel for consciousness, for something important to come through. Like shamans are vessels, right? They don't, nobody chooses to become a shaman. They, spirit chooses who they want as the shaman of a collective. That role is given to you. It's not something you take. And so there's something here about you needing to honor that you are a vessel for some sort of wisdom to come through. We also have agape at the bottom of the deck, and agape is that downpour of love, unconditional love and compassion that comes from Spirit, the divine God. So there's this really subtle message about being a vessel, honoring the role that you came here to play, the role that Spirit is giving you, and almost acknowledging that you don't have much of a choice. Nobody wants to be a shaman. Being a shaman sucks. It's a difficult responsibility, but it's a necessary role, and someone has to play it when it comes to, the constellation of a collective or community. Someone has to take on that role, and it's usually the one who is more sensitive or who's gone through a lot and has had to learn a lot from what they've gone through. So it seems like you are being chosen for a similar kind of role in your community, in the collective that you are in. All right, let's get another archetype. What is an archetype that group 1 can study at this time to understand this reading? The animal. I don't think this card has ever come through. Also known as the beast, the wild one, the she-wolf. We are mammals. The hair on our chest and between our legs reminds us so. We try hard to deny our unrefined animalistic nature. Yet through this archetype, we tap into power and direction. Activating the animal within means reawakening our relationship to nature in the most broad and embodied sense. Drinking from waterfalls, roaring at the moon, opening eyes underwater, eating berries from the vine. The life force of our planet begs us to set down the devices, the constraints, and the social constructs, and remember the warm blood that pulses through our veins. The animal longs for breath, food, procreation, and physicality. It wants soil under our nails and starlight on our skin. If this all sounds terribly unsophisticated to you, take note that it is said that when Buddha became enlightened, he roared like a great lion. When light, this archetype is vital, elemental, alive, it dances. When dark, it is savagery, pent up emotion, lashing out. To go deeper, listen to the audio recording of Mary Oliver reading Wild Geese. Repeat every morning for 1 week. Notice your resistance to the animal within. Where does it come from? What has it kept you from doing, Wild One? The animal demands we get comfortable in our own skin. The minute you accept, express, and celebrate the physical body, you tap into animal energy. There's definitely something here about the body with the animal and the vessel and the sun and strength, the starlight. There's a lot of nakedness here. And I wanted to point out the drapery in the sun, this red drapery, which is supposed to represent vitality. The horse also represents vitality, like pure life force, pure energy. So I'm hearing that you need to connect with aliveness and make this process as unsophisticated as possible. Like maybe you're thinking too much about what it would look like to share something with the world, and it's, psyching you out and just too overwhelming. Forget all the steps that you think you need to do and just focus on the bare essentials. I'm thinking of the Disney song, Bare Essentials. Like, be as raw with this as you can, because that's how you preserve the authenticity. And I think it's important that you show up authentically and raw and, as unsophisticated as possible. There's something important in demonstrating that it's safe to do that, it's okay to do that. so that you can encourage others to let down their guard and lean into more depth and truth with you, you know? Like if that's what you're desiring, then show up in that. Be raw, be unsophisticated, roar like a great lion. Be like, embody aliveness, embody vitality, embody your instincts. Connect to your body, connect to what's true in your body, and keep it simple. Okay, let's go into your near future energies now, Group 1. What does Group 1 need to know moving forward? Oh, nice, Queen of Wands. This is the energy of being authentic, being unapologetically authentic, and being magnetic, allowing yourself to shine and stand in the spotlight and be seen. So this is beautiful. This is quite literally the embodiment of the sun. There's heavy Leo energy here with the strength, the sun, and the Queen of Wands. So maybe you have Leo in your chart. You might want to look into where Leo is in your chart. That might reveal something to you about how you embody this energy, how it tends to show up for you, and what you can do to encourage it further. And you're leaving behind your comfort zone. Well done. This is the Eight of Cups. So this is leaving behind your comfort zone and embracing a pilgrimage. You might travel. I think, where did I read that? I think it came with the Great Gathering. There was something about travel when we were reading about the Great Gathering. So you might travel and have to go somewhere in order to meet your people, in order to share your work. But you're definitely leaving behind a comfort zone. You're definitely traveling mentally and emotionally. Where you're going to. Nice. Tell us more. Nice. Four of Wands clarified by the King of Wands. So there is a lot of stability coming. This is going to feel like something you can celebrate. The fact that it came with the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands showed up earlier, this is like finding your match. So if the entire reading has resonated more as, wanting to find the one, find your happily ever after, this is it. This is meeting someone who's your match and being able to quite easily build the right foundations for a sustainable, long-term relationship. This can also be meeting a collaborator, someone who is able to shine in the spotlight alongside you and support you in your mission. So yeah, this can show up platonically as a collaborator or romantically, or maybe both. This can also be just finding your people, who mirror you and building a solid and stable foundation with these people. Yeah, and with the Four of Wands, I'm also getting that there's going to be something you can celebrate in the near future. You might be going somewhere for a celebration like a birthday, a graduation, housewarming, a wedding. This might be where you meet somebody important, someone who is a mirror, a match, someone you can build a true relationship with. This is like a true connection. Yeah, this is really beautiful. Let's leave with one last card. Now we have the King of Swords. Okay, we need more cards. Oh, if this has been about romance for you, the King of Wands might have some competition. The King of Swords is clarified by the Three of Cups, so it's like two people vying for your hand. The King of Wands might have some competition with someone who is more like someone who's more in the air element, someone who is really good with their words, who speaks a lot of truth and is very mentally and intellectually engaging. So whereas the King of Wands is someone who is very charming and confident and embodied, like in terms of movement and aliveness, and someone who's more animated. So this is how you can tell these two people apart. Yeah, so if this has been about romance, you might have multiple suitors in the near future vying for your hand. You might meet friends like this, friends who are intellectually stimulating and very in touch with their truth and ability to communicate the truth. And also friends who are very animated and fun to be around and, you know, outspoken and enjoy being the life of the party. So both of these energies are alive in your field and will be approaching you in the near future. Yeah, because the Three of Cups is also about friendship, about just having a great time. The Three of Cups and the Four of Wands is so nice. Like, I really see you celebrating with people that you truly feel safe and comfortable around. People that you can have a lot of fun with. This is just so joyous and alive and fun and playful. This energy is so nice. I'm definitely seeing a wedding or a really big celebration, a party. I think you're going to meet a lot of really great people through this event. All right, I'm going to end your reading here, Group 1. This was so fun to read. Let me know how your reading resonated in the comments below, and I will see you in another reading or in another video. Sending love. If you chose Group 2, Palo Santo, then this is your reading. Hi, Group 2, welcome to your reading. We are using the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. I don't know what it is about this deck. It's the only one I want to use. Okay, let's begin with your current energies. Group 2. Palo Santo. Group 2. If you chose Group 2 in last month's video, then I think you are in the right place. It seems like we're picking up on the same collective here, similar energy with the reverse King of Pentacles. also have the Tower and the King of Wands. So it looks like you're experiencing some sort of shakeup right now in your life. This could have already happened, or maybe it's about to happen, or you sense it coming, that your tower is about to crumble. Something that wasn't built on solid foundations. And this has been a comfort zone for you. You're beginning to see that this comfort zone isn't serving you, and you have somehow gotten yourself stuck in something that just isn't supposed to last or isn't supposed to stay in this form forever. You're showing up as the King of Wands. Someone charming, confident, charismatic, someone very in touch with their life force. There's like a sort of player energy in this as well, like charisma's oozing out of you. There's a lot of life force and aliveness here in this energy. Okay, tell us more. So, are you being shady? I'm saying that because, the King of Wands sometimes is a player, and then we got the Seven of Swords right after, so it's a little concerning, but the Seven of Swords is about hiding something or keeping something shallow, avoiding the truth somehow, or wanting something to be easier than it is. So I wonder if you've been hiding something or avoiding a truth. And this is related to the shakeup. It's related to the tower that's about to crumble. I think you've been in a comfort zone for too long. Yeah, the reverse 8 of Cups and 9 of Wands along with it. So it's like you've been feeling really weary, exhausted and tired. And I think it's about the fact that you keep resisting a new beginning, or you keep resisting movement in your life. And this comfort zone is now beginning to drain you. It's creating more stagnancy than you are comfortable with. Like perhaps the stagnancy felt safe at a certain point, but it definitely doesn't feel safe anymore. It feels draining and exhausting to be with. From the reverse 8 of Cups, I'm almost getting the Hanged Man. So there's some sort of stagnancy, stuckness, or stalemate. And it's draining you. I think you're tired of maybe going around in circles or revisiting the same thing over and over again in this comfort zone. There's also the 8 of the moon was underneath. So I think there are also a lot of fears that come along with the thinking, with considering a move beyond your comfort zone. So you're trying very hard right now to remain temperate and balanced in your thinking and in your actions. You're afraid of coming off too polarized. You're afraid of like passion getting in the way of truth. You're wanting to see all sides of the story. You're considering multiple perspectives. You're trying to remain detached from your emotions. You don't want to act from a polarized place. I think you're afraid of the consequences if you do. So it's like you want to step out of a comfort zone, but it's important that you consider this carefully and do it in service of truth and have honest intentions. I'm really getting this energy of like you're afraid of doing this wrong. You're afraid of messing up, taking a risk, and messing something up in a really big consequential way. At the same time, the tower is crumbling, so it's like you can't take your time anymore. Life is like telling you to pick up the pace. Life is like, the clock is ticking, you know? It's that kind of energy. The tower is going to crumble, whether you like it or not. And you're going to have to jump out and let go of this comfort zone. And I think you're sensing that, so you're wanting to take initiative on this in a way that feels right to you. I have Judgment. Yeah, so this tower moment is not coming out of nowhere. It's coming as a wake-up call, a judgment call. And so it's happening consciously. You know why this is happening. You know that it's in service of a greater truth. It's in service of you and your authentic path and where you are ultimately destined to go. So you're embracing this tower moment, you're taking it on, and you're seeing it as a wake-up call for you to get into greater alignment with your truth and your destined path. But it seems as though you just want to be really careful about how you go about this. You want to be tempered and very intentional and compassionate in your approach to your situation. Okay, tell us more. Four of Swords, Ten of Wands, Four of Wands. So it looks like you're holding a lot to your chest, or keeping a lot. What's the idiom? You know what I mean. You're holding a lot, you're keeping a lot in. There's a lot of heaviness here with the Ten of Wands. And it seems like a burden that you're willing to take on internally or on your own. The Four of Swords is giving me this, it's like a calm, again, tempered kind of energy. You're holding this and you're doing it in a really graceful way. Feels very internal. You're internalizing this burden, this overwhelm. Maybe in order to keep peace with the Four of Wands here. So from the outside, things are looking really good. There's a sense of stability and joy and celebration and balance. things are looking really good from the outside, and I think you're keeping this dilemma internal. You're dealing with all of this internally. Let's get some messages from the Work Your Life deck. Leap, you go first. The universe will catch you. Yeah. Embrace this shakeup. Recognize it for what it is. You know this is a judgment call. Life is telling you to wake up, to get into greater alignment with yourself and your destiny, your path. Take a leap towards that. It's time to leave your comfort zone. You can recognize that it's draining you, it's been draining you, and so it's time to leave now. Mintakan, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So again, it's time to get into greater alignment with yourself and your path. That to me is getting to a place of belonging, like, oh, yeah, this is where I'm meant to be. This feels like me. It's time to start, walking home. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? Right, because we started with the King of Wands, so there's definitely something here about being the King of Wands, unapologetically, being a leader, like showing up for your community in an animated and embodied and alive way. Like having so much energy and passion to share with others, living life with aliveness, being confident, being charming, being charismatic and magnetic, and being outspoken, like not being afraid of the spotlight, standing up for yourself, for your community, for your work. This tower moment and this judgment call is happening because it's time, like what you are becoming someone your community needs. This is challenging you to step into the embodiment of a leader more fully. Yeah, this is an initiation, a rite of passage. You're crossing the threshold. You are being challenged right now because you're being initiated. Spirit's asking you if you dare to choose this. You have to consciously choose this. And are you going to answer the call? What is your soul calling you to do? How are you going to get into greater alignment with your path? It's now or never. That's what I'm hearing. It's now or never. We also have the Lovers underneath. Yeah, this is Lovers energy. This is like, well, are you going to choose the more liberated path? Or are you going to choose alignment? It's time to make the choice. Are you going to choose aliveness? I also want to say something about the Lovers. It's called the Lovers because to be a lover, to move towards the beloved, is to embody eros, right? To trust that kind of aliveness that comes through the body. And so that's where the symbolism comes from. But eros is also, it's what drives us on the spiritual path. It's what takes you closer to God, to spirit. it's what takes you to greater and greater union. And so to be a lover, we need to make like a series of big, like life-changing decisions until you normalize following your eros rather than suppressing it and choosing dullness instead. So that's why this card is called the Lovers. It's actually not about, romance or any of that. It can be, but it's ultimately about making these big, difficult decisions in order to unchain yourself from a limited perspective and see that life is constantly, it's like always beckoning you to follow the call toward greater and greater union. And I feel like this initiation like has that kind of energy enveloping it. Life wants you to choose life, life wants you to choose aliveness and do so courageously whenever you come across a challenging moment like this in life. I hope that made sense. Yeah, like courage is really important here. We have the moon, so there's a lot of fear and overwhelm. You're lacking clarity. You don't know what's going to happen. And I get that that's scary. Like there's a lot at stake here. It's like at this time, there's a lot that's shrouded in darkness. There are no guarantees. So you can't make any decisions based on expectations. You need to make this decision, this big decision, whatever it is, solely on your felt sense of aliveness, of what would get you into greater alignment internally. There's no guarantee here. There's no security. It's like you don't know how this is going to end, so you can't make a decision based on how you think it's going to end. That's part of the challenge. I feel like there's a junction, this situation has been created for you in such a way that it's perfect in teaching you how to choose yourself. You have the Queen of Wands and the Two of Cups underneath. Nice. Yeah, choose yourself. It's time to choose yourself, to be unapologetically you, to be authentic, to allow yourself to shine, to feel aliveness, to embody it fully, to be sensual, to be charismatic and magnetic. You're that girl. You're a queen. Now step into your queendom. Or maybe you're a king. You're the queen and the king. You're both. There's a lot of Leo energy here. Group 1 also had a lot of Leo energy. So the most recent eclipse can be significant here. You might want to reflect on what came up for you during the eclipse, because I think it was on the axis of Leo and Aquarius. So there's Leo energy here with the Queen of Wands and King of Wands. It's time for you to shine, to be unapologetic, to embrace your charisma, your power, your sensuality, your aliveness, your light. Don't make yourself small. It's time to stop doing that. And for some of you, maybe this isn't Leo energy. This can be Sagittarius or Aries. You might want to look into where the fire signs are in your chart. That might help you understand what you're being called to embody here in your situation. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. It seems like you're moving toward your soul tribe, your people. If that resonates, you might want to listen to Group 1's message, Group 1's reading. It also seems like you might need some support at this time, and if you feel that way, reach out to those around you who can support you. You don't need to hold all of this on your own, right? Because we got the Four of Swords and the Ten of Wands earlier. It seems like you're holding a lot internally, and you're trying to do all of this on your own. See if you can get some support around you. Now let's get an archetype. What is an archetype that Group 1 can learn from at this time or focus on? What would be helpful to Group 2, not Group 1? The King. Nice. Also known as the ruler, the commander, the emperor. If our lives are imagined as a kingdom containing the entire spectrum of human experience, the king presides over it all. Through the lens of the king, we assess the state of our land, make decisions, and rule accordingly. Therefore, the king must be thoroughly and regularly vetted so as to avoid corruption. Recognize the dual nature of the king. He is either seated in benevolence and strength, guiding you toward peace, or he is suppressing the weak out of a need to control. There is not much middle ground. Some think of the king as the ultimate expression of the ego, yet the great kings of mythology and history serve from an egoless place. They take their throne with grace and humility, knowing the divine uses them as a channel to heal deep and long-standing discrepancies in the kingdom. When light, this is benevolence, divine leadership, service, nobility. When dark, this is oppression, misuse of power, corruption. To go deeper, you can connect with the Dalai Lama, Indra, Richard III, and Macbeth. Once the king's relationship to divinity is broken or challenged, he often acts from a place of fear, scrambling to uphold his image and power. The king is necessary. He is a bridge between the eternal and the day-to-day. It is also said that it is necessary for the king to die. This is a death of ego. So, like the king, it seems like you are currently assessing the state of your land, knowing that you have to make certain decisions so that you can continue ruling accordingly. You are doing your best to avoid corruption. You're doing your best to avoid just doing something wrong that would be out of integrity. And you also don't want to come from a place of controlling your situation or ego. You're wanting to move through all of this with grace and humility, with integrity. And I feel like this archetype is also coming through because you're being asked to step up and lead as a king. Do you know that the divine wants to use you as a channel? It's time that you step up as the king and accept the throne. So there's that message as well. Divine leadership, service, nobility is waiting for you. Let's get some more oracle cards. This is Wisdom of the Oracle. Good. Have cleaned it up. Take care of this mess, is what I'm hearing. Take care of this mess. You have To the Sea, Milk and Honey. Again, there's that message of it's time to get out of your comfort zone. It's time to take a pilgrimage, to go beyond what you know, to go beyond the known and lean into the unknown, toward milk and honey, toward, what life has to offer, towards so much goodness that you have yet to experience. There is more beyond your comfort zone. Like, you don't even know what you're missing out on right now. Because, all of that is in the unknown. You just have to go out and explore and find it. You don't even know how good things are going to get, what you're currently missing out on. You have loyal heart. I'm going to go into tarot to ask about this. Tell us about loyal heart. I'm using the Golden Universal Tarot deck for this. Oh, Lovers at the bottom again. Nice. Yeah, the Queen of Cups. Yeah, so I can really see your intentions here. You're wanting to come from a place of humility and grace and compassion and integrity. This is really important to you. I'm looking at Temperance as I say this. You're wanting to remain heart-centered in the way you move through your situation, in the way you handle the Tower moment or your judgment call. You want to do this with a lot of grace. That's very important to you, Saints. We have the Queen of Wands again. Nice. Yeah, so there's a lot of really nice confirmation here with the Lovers coming out twice and the Queen of Wands coming out twice. It's time to choose alignment. It's time to honor your destined path and become who you are destined to become for, first and foremost, yourself, for just the pure enjoyment of life, but also for these people who are counting on you to lead them somehow. The collective needs you in a certain embodiment. The divine needs you in a certain embodiment to channel through you So there's something you're meant to share with the world, and I think you know that. I think you know what that is, maybe. You hold a lot of wisdom with the Queen of Pentacles here. There is a pentacle that you can share with the world. See the pentacle she's holding? Okay, I'll leave it there. We have justice. So all of this is happening as it's supposed to. This is unfolding karmically. And when I say that, it doesn't mean like things are happening because you have bad karma or something. It's just that the energetics are unfolding as it's meant to. Life is unraveling as it's meant to. And you are now here. And you just kind of have to keep going along with the energetics. And we have the Chariot. So, okay, let's go into your near future energies now. What can group 2 expect moving forward? What can group 2 expect? Nice. The Chariot, 8 of Swords, 6 of Wands, and Ace of Cups. With the Chariot being here, I think things are really going to pick up energetically. You might feel like life is happening faster than you are ready for. With this card, you really just have to stay determined and focused on the cards you're dealt with in the moment and do your best with what you have. It's that kind of energy. As long as you're determined and present and you show up fully for what's in front of you, you will be okay. Knowing that, people mess up from time to time. Sometimes we go the wrong way, sometimes we fall off the path, but then we get back on and we do our best and we show up. So that is Chariot energy. As long as you are in that energy, you will be okay. But it does look like life is really going to pick up pace and you're going to feel like it's all happening too fast. And, you're going to wonder if you are ready for it, but you are. Remember that you can handle it. You can handle what life gives you. With the 8 of Swords, be careful about your limiting beliefs and believing them too much or getting swept away by your thoughts and your limited perspective, because there's a lot that you're not seeing here. You don't know how this is going to end. There's a lot of mystery, a lack of clarity. Where is the moon? The moon came up earlier. Yeah, there's a lot of mystery, a lack of clarity. This is a situation where you can't have expectations, don't know what the outcome will be. And so be careful about getting too in your head about what you think is going to happen or a limited perspective on your situation. Just notice your thoughts and challenge your thoughts every now and then, because there's a lot of not knowing here, and it's better to be in the unknown than to think you know. Now with the 6 of Wands and the Ace of Cups, victory is guaranteed. I love it when I see the Chariot and the 6 of Wands together, because both of these cards are about success. So there's major confirmation here that all will be well. Trust your path. If you know you will be supported, what would you do? If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Trust your path. That's coming through really strongly with these two cards. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And the Ace of Cups here is an unveiling, a clearing away of limiting thoughts, something that was clouding your perspective, and getting more in touch with the body, waking up to a new perspective, a new way of feeling about your reality. This can be like a spiritual awakening, just all of a sudden seeing life differently, having a recognition, quite literally waking up spiritually, having that judgment call. This can also be new love, finding falling in love, or also like accessing more depth when it comes to your love for someone or something, or for yourself. Okay, let's get one more card before we go. One last message for group 2, please. One last message. Let's get a card from the other deck. One last message for group 2. Ooh. Okay. Let's leave with death. Something is coming to an end, and it is ending whether you like it or not. Something's coming to an end. It's going to be the death of an old self, letting a part of you go, letting a cycle come to a close, leaving behind an old embodiment, leaving behind a place, leaving behind a relationship. Something's coming to an end. And death is something that happens naturally, right? That we don't have much control over. And so that's really coming through. I think there's a reason why death came out as opposed to any other card that denotes an ending. Death happens naturally. We don't have control over dying. Something is dying, and just kind of have to allow it to naturally go and decompose. Wow. That was your reading, group 2. This was a really powerful reading. I feel very energized being with your energy here, and I feel really excited for you. I feel a sense of like determination. I want to cheer you on. Let me know how this reading resonated in the comments below. I'm super curious about how it's all connecting for you. And I'm sending you so much love, healing, light, strength, clarity, courage. And I'll see you in another reading or in another video. Bye. If you chose group 3, clear quartz, then this is your reading. Hi group 3, welcome to your reading. For your group, we're using the Golden Universal Tarot deck. Let's get into your current energies. Group 3, clear quartz. How are you feeling? What's going on? Group 3, clear quartz, clear quartz. Group 3. One card at a time, please. Okay, we're starting with the High Priestess. There's something you know, but you can't prove. There's something you feel very intuitive about. Something secretive, maybe. You're keeping this to yourself. You're holding this close to your chest. There's something you know, and you are waiting for it to be revealed or to unfold in the physical. You're holding this close to your chest. You're keeping it to yourself. We have the Queen of Wands and the Two of Swords. Tell us more about the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is being clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. This is really powerful energy. This is almost looking like you know you're about to hit jackpot. You know you're about to win the lottery. It's giving that sort of energy. You can't prove it. There's nothing in your physical reality really revealing that to you. But there's just this sense of knowing you're going to strike gold. Oh wow, okay, and we have the Nine of Cups. It's your bottom deck energy, and it was flipped over like this, so it's like it's just not visible in physical reality, but there's this deep sense of knowing that you're going to strike gold one day. This is almost giving like celebrity status. Queen of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. Like, oh, I know I'm going to become famous. I know I'm going to make a huge impact on society. I know I'm going to become a household name. It's that sort of energy. Wow. I don't think I've ever given a message like this about fame. I'm, very curious. Okay, now we have the Queen of Swords with the Five of Cups. So I think as much as you know that this is your birthright to become a household name or to become famous or to make a huge impact on society, to do something meaningful and to be known for that, even though you strongly feel that is your destiny, that it's inevitable, at the same time, I think you're frustrated about the way you express yourself or your inability to speak your truth right now. My throat is hurting because we have the Queen of Swords with the Five of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles underneath. So I'm getting the sense that you've been working very hard on improving your ability to express yourself, your ability to speak your truth. And there's frustration around this, like a sense of, I'm not there yet, I'm not good enough. So this can look like feeling lacking in your talent or skill, feeling like you still have a long way to go until you are a good singer or, a good ballerina or a good public speaker. There's something about speaking here with the throat. and the Queen of Swords. So for a lot of you, this might be about public speaking or showing up in public situations like networking, putting yourself out there, meeting the right kinds of people, and presenting yourself in a certain way. The Emperor and Judgment. Clarify the Emperor. Clarify the Queen of Pentacles. So we have the Emperor clarified by the Queen of Pentacles and the Tower. So I'm seeing you move away from constantly nitpicking yourself with the Queen of Swords here and focusing on minor details and really looking at the bigger picture with the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles. This is like feeling strong, feeling solid and stable, and seeing the bigger picture that you are self-reliant, that you are strong and resilient and resourced, and you have the capacity to do what you set your mind to. The Tower being here, I almost feel like you're going to experience something that's going to wake you up and help you realize there's no need to nitpick and focus on the minor details when you can focus on the bigger picture and what's actually going on here. It's like a shakeup that realigns your perspective and helps you see the truth a little more clearly with Judgment here. So you're going to experience some sort of shakeup where you'll realize that you are focused on the wrong things, that you don't need to focus on the little details. You just need to kind of get a move on and create the necessary structures to make your dream happen. You have Five of Swords. So I think you're needing to make some sort of comeback because you've stepped away for a while from perhaps networking, like there were connections you were nurturing for business relations or for career opportunities, and you've neglected these connections. So you're recognizing that now that you're figuring out a better structure and you're in this Emperor energy of wanting to be more decisive and firm and structured and routined about achieving your goals, you're realizing, oh, okay, I need to get in touch with these people I've been ignoring. I need to reestablish these connections and nurture them. They're important to my vision. And there's anxiety here, maybe even a sense of competition with the Five of Pentacles, a Five of Wands. So we have 2 5s here, 3 5s. But they, for some reason, don't feel like a big deal because the Emperor's here. Like you're in your big D energy, you know? So none of this feels like a big deal. It's like, I can handle this. I got this. This is so small compared to what I'm capable of and what I'm going to achieve. So you're willing to deal with this sense of disconnection with people that you've neglected. You're willing to deal with the competition or anxiety or tension or urgency here in your situation. You're willing to deal with your own feelings of lack or frustration. Let's get some Mercury light messages. The ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. I think you're very aware of this, that what you're experiencing here, even the conflict, the tension, the disappointment, the frustration, all of that is in service of something bigger, and you are surrendered to its unfolding. I'm really feeling the Emperor in your spread, even though we have so many queens and the High Priestess. So we have quite a lot of feminine energy here, but they really come together with the Emperor. Because I think you're determined. You're determined and focused, and you're in the mindset of creating the necessary structures to make your dreams happen, to achieve your goals, and you will stop at nothing. And so you're willing to go through this cracking, this unfolding of your emotions, and you're not seeing it as negative or as, it's like discomfort, but you're willing to go through it. You have awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being. Yeah, you are experiencing these emotions and challenges, and you're embracing them as energetic upgrades, as experiences to integrate in order to become more whole. There's a strong sense of determination coming from the Emperor. You have protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. There's also a firmness, feels like boundaries. Yeah, it's like you're not taking, you're choosing to not get distracted by other people's opinions of your path. You're choosing to not take advice from others. You're choosing to call back your power and to really focus on your center and the truths emanating from your center. One at a time, please. Break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. I think there's also a recognition that the path you're walking is not a path that others have walked before. Your lineage does not know the possibilities that you are trying to, that you are moving towards and trying to manifest. Your lineage has not experienced that. You are at the precipice of what is possible. You're not taking advice from those who are not living the life you want, because that would be nonsensical. Why would you take advice from someone who does not know about the path you're on, who has not achieved what you're wanting to achieve. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So your ancestors are the huge theme here. You're breaking ancestral chains. You're moving the lineage forward. You're healing ancestral burdens. So they're with you in that sense. They're also standing beside you and encouraging you forward because they see that you're carrying the lineage forward. So there's a lot of energetic support here. If it's within your practice to work with your ancestors, I think that's really important at this time. If you know people who can support you in doing ancestral work, I think that's very important here. Because your goals are big, your dreams are big, and you're also carrying a lot. It's important that you release these chains in order to move forward freely. Play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. I also noticed the dance with life card wanting to come out a couple of times. So there's a message here about play and dance, really being in a joyous, embodied state and not taking life so seriously, giving yourself time to celebrate, to enjoy the ordinary, to enjoy your life as is, to be in a play state, a joyous state, and to create from there. Because the Emperor is quite a serious energy. He's all about responsibility. And it's important that you're in a state of play because we manifest from that state. We don't manifest from heavy, serious, dense energy. So continue to dream, continue to be a dreamer, be an artist. Allow yourself to be moved by life. Don't get so responsible and structured that you lose the flow, because there's quite a lot of feminine energy here. We did, in fact, start off with the High Priestess, right? So remember that you're first and foremost a very intuitive person. You're very in touch with subtle energies and you're empathic. You're a dreamer. You're in touch with your subconscious. Allow yourself to be moved by your subconscious, by your emotions, by your subtle senses, and remain in a creative flow by engaging in play and dance and movement. So, yeah, it's important that you maintain a sort of balance between your creative flow and your daily structures and routines. Let's get an archetype now. What is an archetype that can help group 3 at this time? What is an archetype that group 3 can focus on? You have the Temple, considering the body as a temple. So there's something here about being in your body, tending to the body, feeling the body, moving the body. Also known as the sanctuary, the shrine, the altar. When we think of the temple, we often envision an architectural structure in a far-off land. We are quick to distance ourselves from the sacred, assuming we must expend much effort in order to arrive there. Yet the temple is a universal and omnipresent energy, accessible in the highest and lowest, richest and poorest of places. Visiting the temple might be as simple as stepping into the dappled light of the forest, slowly and sensuously kissing a lover, or closing your eyes to travel inward. This card is a call to re-examine what you pay homage to and what you reject. What do you spend your time worshiping? Your phone, money, material goods? What barriers do you draw between yourself and the sacred? Perhaps there is room on your altar for something new, something surprising. Offer it to the heavens. Okay. So one message I'm getting with this is, for some of you, the way you're visualizing your dream coming true might not actually be the way it manifests. So this energy, this archetype is encouraging you to consider other possibilities, that the same energy can come through in a different way. The sacred shows up in a variety of places. What are you worshiping? The material form or the fulfillment that you're wanting to achieve? So reassess what you're worshiping and what you're moving toward. Do not get lost in the material form of what you think it is that you want. Be with the energy. And notice if you're pedestalizing your dream. How are you drawing barriers between yourself and your dream? How are you drawing barriers between yourself and the sacred? How can you take it off the pedestal and realize that this is an energy that lives within you, that you will naturally create by becoming more you over time? That there's something very natural about this, like it's already with you in energetic form. And the only thing that needs to be done here is to just unfold, to be the ever unfolding rose and allow it to come into form. But it's already here. It doesn't need to be pedestalized. The ancient yogis saw the body itself as the temple, every function and feature of it as an expression of divinity. Build a shrine with found materials. Don't spend any money, only time. Though indeed the temple travels with you, this card is interwoven with the pilgrim archetype. If you've been longing for a spiritual journey, book your tickets. So with that last message, if you've been called to places, perhaps it's time to go to those places. And that can show up in various forms, like perhaps you've been called to study or do your work at a cafe nearby. Allow yourself to follow through with that. Perhaps you've been called to go on a trip during reading week, or take a trip with your family. Follow through with that. Or perhaps in the moment, on your way back home tomorrow from work, you might feel called to take a different route. Notice that impulse and follow it. You have strength and the star. So there's healing here. And I go back to the 2 cards about your ancestors. You need to unload burdens. You've been carrying too much. And here you need to stop being so hard on yourself. Yeah, and I again want to go back to the Emperor. You're someone who has a lot of fire and determination. You get things done. And when you're in that state, you make things happen. You're a high achiever. But this path requires you to let go of some of that, to unload your burdens, to recognize that you've been carrying quite a lot, and a lot of this isn't for you to carry. There's a call here for you to step into more softness with the star, to be more gentle. And with the star, like when I talk about softness, it really is this very subtle felt sense. And you don't really realize that it's not in your experience until it is. And you're like, oh, this is what's been missing. This gentleness, this soft way of being with my experience. So sometimes it takes a while to get here, to get to the star, to really take a big exhale and realize how much tension you had been holding. And so I think this is a really important part of your process, doing shadow work, being with the burdens you've been carrying, learning to offload them bit by bit, and then coming into more gentleness, softness with yourself. Learning that you can approach your creative flow from a much more surrendered and gentle place rather than force and determination and like sheer strength. Life's encouraging you to be soft and playful and to like take on your path with ease and trust. Yeah, and from that place of ease and trust, you're going to see many more opportunities that perhaps you otherwise would miss. And when you take it easy, you begin to notice that there are more creative ways you can go about achieving your dream. Like when you take it easy, that is when you realize there are other creative solutions to your problem, or you might recognize a path that is a lot easier or shorter or less stressful. Something like that, like a path will be illuminated. Yeah. Two of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, the Magician, and Page of Swords underneath. So when you allow yourself to truly relax and be soft in your body, be receptive and gentle with walking your path, then new opportunities open up. You begin to get creative solutions to how to achieve your dream. And that is when I think things will start to click into place with the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician. And this will also happen in due time. It's like a co-creative convergence. Like you'll see an opportunity, and that is also when perhaps another person or something from your external reality will move towards you, and in that moment you'll take on, this opening and make something happen. I hope that made sense. Like you'll seize the opportunity, you're going to seize the day, but all of that will really come from your ability to be at ease in your own body, to be in a state of play and receptivity and joy. Like I get the sense that this opportunity is easy to miss. It's easy to miss when you're tense and preoccupied and distracted and stressed. You need to be in a soft and playful state to have the creative desire to want to go after it, to see value in it. You have to be in a creative state to see value in this opportunity that you're going to cross paths with. And so when you do, Spirit is saying, seize the day, seize that opportunity. But for now, focus on relaxation, focus on getting to a place of ease in your body, focus on play, on just enjoying ordinary and mundane moments of the day, and trusting your path, trusting yourself, trusting ease. You don't have to work hard. Your path is about manifesting what's already here, allowing energy to come into form. It's already here. All you need to do now is to just stay in creative flow as it naturally comes out of you into form. This is first and foremost a creative process. Stress goes against creativity. Being serious goes against creativity, To really learn to enjoy play and see value in play and being less serious. And I'm going to end your reading here, group 3. Thank you so much for being here. Really enjoyed your reading. Very curious about how it resonated for you, so let me know in the comments below. I'm sending you so much love, light, and healing. and I'll see you in another reading or in another video.